Welcome back, guys. So in previous video we have added the dependency for retrofit in our project, and we have successfully created the retrofit instance. So today let's see how we can add a very simple get request into our project. So first of all, we need to create this interface, and let's jump into the Android Studio and create a new Kotlin interface, and we can name it our service. So this will hold all of our requests, API request. So at here we will say get something. So to get something, first of all we need any API. So let's find some any API so that can return us some data, and jump into that and JSON. Yeah, there is a one API that is freely available. You can utilize this for testing purpose. So this at this URL, this is returning me a following response. So we can utilize this, and let's copy this, and first of all go here and change the base URL. So now the base URL will be this, and for our services, let's name it get photos, and we'll say call retrofit. And definitely we need a model class to convert this response into our Kotlin or maybe Java class. So let's first create that one, and we will say I'm going to use this generate pojo from JSON plugin, and this is freely available. And I will copy this whole thing and paste it here. We'll select Kotlin JSON and we'll name anything. Let's say get photos response, and I can mark it parcelable as well, but for now I don't need that. I will say generate, and now I will mention that name here. So we are good to go. Also, one last thing, we need to add the type of request. So whether this is a get request or a post. So I have added the get request. Also in here I have to add the endpoint for this. So in our case this was the endpoint, so I'm copying this thing from here, photos one. And because this is our base URL, this is not changing for um, any API. So okay, so we are at this point. First of all, we can do is we can make a retrofit object, and now we have to create the instance of our services object so that we can call get photos method. So we can create this as our services, and retrofit will help us in creating that part. And we will say create, and we'll add the class name here. And now we have our services instance, and we have access to all of the methods that are available in this our services.kt class. So we have a get photos, and we can now execute it uh, using execute. But this is a dangerous thing to do because it will run this API on our main thread, and it will uh, like hang our app. So let's enqueue it, and this will help us to run this API on a background thread, and retrofit will handle this part. We do not have to add async or coroutine or anything here. So we enqueue, and we will say object callback, and in here in callback we will add the get response photos. Everything is self-explanatory, and now I will press Ctrl plus I on Windows and select both of these. We'll remove this from here and from this as well, and now we'll check if the response is successful. If successful, I can maybe toast everything here as response.body, and in case of response is not successful, we can do is we can read the response dot error body. Okay, and in here if something else is went wrong, like internet is not working or maybe something else, that API is unable to handle and it is throwing us error, we can show that here. say t dot message. Okay, I think we are good on this. Also, don't forget to remove these warnings. These are helpful sometimes. Okay, so we will call retrofit instance here to call this. And one more thing, we have to add the permissions for the internet. And also retrofit is using lambda expressions, so better to add these lines here. Compile options, one underscore 8, and for target as well. And we'll press on sync now. I think we are ready to test this, and now we'll run on emulator and we'll see what we are getting. Great. So we are getting clear text. I think this issue comes due to HTTP, because on latest devices we have to use HTTPS and that is compulsory. But if we want to bypass, we can add some parameters here like clear traffic. True. This will resolve that issue. Yeah, we have get the response. We can maybe use a better UI for this. Uh, Personally, I like to go with HTTPS, and I request my devs to be on HTTPS. Also, we can remove this warning, and we can maybe show the response, or let's see, we can show this title. Sorry, guys. We can show this title on our text view maybe. So let's give it a some ID, and we'll use this here. Response dot body dot title. Sorry, guys, and we are good. So let's give it a try. Okay, so here's a output from this API. So this was a very simple process to use any API in our application. So let's summarize the steps. First of all, we have created the retrofit object. This part is here, right? And then we have write the service class. And after that, we have created a model for depicting our API response. And last thing, we have include the request, sorry, the response. That's all. uh, I hope you guys like this, and this is a very simple to use, and we'll see you in next video.